All right, everyone, here it is Saturday, and I'm going to do my Flip Through Friday for Gwen the Trash Witch. My Flip Through Friday this week is going to be for a book that I did in 2022. I did it with the girls in Lakeland. We did a treasure hunt, or a scavenger hunt. We did a scavenger hunt that year, and mine was done in a small composition book, and I just thought I would share it with everyone today. It's small, but it's full. Okay, I hope you enjoy it, and if you'll come down to my desk, we can have a look and see what's there. I hope you enjoy it, and here we go. All right, Ladybird lovies, sorry about the paper. Guess it's closer than I thought it was. This is upside down. Let's start over again. Okay, this is my 2022 book that I did a scavenger hunt in. I think we did it for the whole year that year. And the outside is done with, of course, a Harry Potter picture. I just love Dobby. This is an old newsprint, and I believe, oh, excuse me, one of the girls from it was either Malaya, from lovely Malaya, or it was Jennifer from Creative Play Every Day, gave me some old newsprint, and that's what I used to cover the outside of this book. Both sides were done with it. And as I said, this is one of those half composition books. Okay, and inside is going to be a mixture of all kinds of stuff, because it's literally, like I said, what we had to find for the I think it was 2 different things that we were doing for. All right, this is the first page, and as you can see, there's E.T. and he had to phone home, and there's a gum wrapper here, and some of the people from E.T., and it was the 40th anniversary, and time, stars. All right, and excuse the sniffles, as I said, I'm sick still. On the next page is one of my paper dolls, and I made her into a giraffe, and she's looking through the window at Niagara Falls, which is one of my favorite places. All right, the next page over, we have a tea bag, and the tea bag has pictures in it, and it's got a little dangle. It's the regular tea bag thing, and then I've added on this. I added a bow. This is from a restaurant that we go to here locally, a Chinese restaurant. The number 4, and a statue. This page, I have one of my lovely paper dolls. Isn't she beautiful? I think she's gorgeous. And of course, she didn't want to be alone, so she has her boyfriend here, Froggington. Isn't he beautiful? And on the next thing, it says October 29th, 2022, craft retreat with Jennifer, Karla, Missy, and Christy. We do once a month in Lakeland. Back then it was always done by Karla from Cage Fish. Now sometimes Jennifer at Creative Art runs it, and sometimes Karla comes too. All right, so she was made with a bottle and different parts. I like to put my paper dolls together that way. The next page, you can see this paper doll got lucky. I liked her hat, so I didn't mess with her face. Here's Popeye. And on the back, there's some stamps and stuff. I believe this is paper I got from Karla, where she did the backgrounds herself. And I made washi with a piece of masking tape, and I just drew on it. And this is Popeye's girlfriend, Olive Oil. Coffee cups. This is out of a coffee jar. Arrows that came from I don't know, some ad. This is another piece of tea bag that I just covered with the fish. And here's some wings. That's actually jewelry. And this one is just painty paper on that one. And I needed an umbrella, so I just made one out of pretty paper. Here's some grapes that I cut out of a magazine, the number 8. Another tag with painty paper and a strawberry. And another tea bag that I cut open. Good thing I like tea. And it has a tag on it also. Okay, and on this side is a pocket made out of craft paper, I believe. And it has a jewelry heart on it. And I used a magazine paper to make the tassel. And here's one of my paper dolls. And she's beautiful. She has a mustache. She's the bearded lady. And she's going to sit on this chair. And there's a moon over here and a moon there. So obviously moon was one of our things. And on this one we have 2 kittens playing with a string. I don't know if you can see the string, but it's also up here on a balloon I made. And this is explaining that cats are just like people. They each have their own personal fingerprints. Each one is completely different. No two are alike. And there's a cat footprints, and it says over here, fear is a terrible thing, but is there anyone who doesn't struggle with that? We all struggle with fear from time to time. Makes us stronger. And on this page, this gent is taking a ride on his bike, the number 6, some plants back here which are on a napkin, I think. And then I've cut out some spoons and a plate and made a little ruffle with some material and cut out a spoon here. And this is packaging for some peaches. On this page, I have some bees and some information about bees and why they're so important. And down here, I put, hello, honey. And here I have some ladybirds. Just love my ladybirds. And I've got arrows pointing to them and to the bees that say they're good bugs because we need both. And here's a gold Jeep and glitter. I guess it's both representing something shiny, and more washi tape that I made with paint and masking tape. And on the next page over, I have an addition problem. 4 + 3 = 7. And my favorite little gecko. I made a snowman with something out of a magazine. Number 2, and the Eiffel Tower. On this page is something that I received from my dog's vet. Reminder to come in for shots. And it flips out. And on this side, we have a little tag with mushrooms I drew for a doodle. And it's in a little tuck pocket. And here's my Geico lizard again. He's holding a phone. It's a representation of a phone. And this is a paper clip that I've made into, or that I've decorated. The next page over, I have a rusty pen on a ribbon. And I have a gypsy mermaid. And then candy wrappers. And on this next page, I have another paper clip. I used the top from one of those inserts that you get at Starbucks. And this is a little Dunkin' cup that you get for the doggies. I did a lot of coffee rings. And then some little glitters over here. I don't know if you can see that. And tags. And this is a sticker that came off of bananas. The next page over, I have some pictures, and I have a big house. I have a piece of a, can't think what those are called. So this is to represent paint splatters, the number 9. And this is for the games, like Sudoku. And that's a dolly. This is some pretty exotic birds. And we have tissue paper and a leaf. I made another one of those corner tucks. And I put a little bit of construction, or not construction paper, you know, the decorative paper you buy. This I made on a piece of old blue jean, and I used a piece of felt, and I sewed this ladybird and this butterfly. I stitched those by hand to make those. I know they're not great, but I love them. Okay, and on this page, I used dots from my hole punch as decoration for dots. And then these are cartoons. And here's a flower in a vase and a key. And these are little spools of thread out of a magazine. Movie projector. I guess this was just asking for this type of paper, and I outlined it to make it show up better. And a tree with zebra. Number 7, more spools of thread. On the next page, candy wrappers, crayon wrapper, sneakers, butterflies, and I sewed ribbon into the edge of a page. On this page, a raven, Queen Elizabeth when she visited Russia, a stamp that's been postmarked, coloring paper, tissue paper, might be more napkin, I'm not sure, and coloring paper, and flowers. Okay, on the next page, there's a bell, and my representation of a dragonfly who's zooming around, I suspect to get away from this bird, and a sunshine on yellow. On this page, I have a tag that came off of clothing, and on it is a butterfly and some seashells and the number 5. Behind is or outside of a building at what looks to be Christmas time with the little doodle looking outside. And and on this tag it says rain, sweet rain. There is one of those little tabs off of a Red Bull. My granddaughter drinks those. And this is a little crocheted heart. I make those. And there's music. On this one, I needed a robot. I can't help it. I can't draw a robot. And this is from an osprey's nest. I used to walk past that nest all the time with my client's dog, and whenever there'd be a feather, I'd gather them. And the number 3. And this is security envelope. On this page, there's foil. These are from a spirograph that you get at the Dollar Tree. They're not the best, but they work. And I just did a doodle and cut it in half and put it on here. Then one of the girls gave me some smiley faces, and I liked this turtle. He went well with the instrument. I put him on because I didn't like the instrument just sitting there with the bow, so I thought the turtle could play. And there's a jet. Okay, on this page is a napkin that has a lighthouse. I put a phone on here. There's a horse and jockey at the racetrack. There's a baby chewing on a cookie, and I made him a king. There's also lottery tickets, probably for numbers. I love lottery tickets. And green, I probably needed something for green, so that's on here. And that's a tree. Okay, and on the next page, there is some of my handmade beads, paper beads, and this is what my head feels like when I have a migraine. It feels like it's splitting apart and just a mess. And I'm always holding it. So that's a representation of that. This is a castle. This is crayon through a, I don't know, some sort of design. Or not crayon, I think it's ink. I think Karla did that too. This is a piece of pattern paper. This is tissue paper over rings on the regular paper. Elephants, foreign handwriting, and a butterfly. This one has a piece of calendar, some dogs, a bit of color, I don't know what that was for, a jet, and a puzzle. This one is fruit, a heart, or hearts, a flower. This is a bag from CVS, and it's just turned inside out. This is a tag that I made, and it's on candy wrapper and cardstock. This is the other half of that cardstock, and it has a little picture out of a magazine. I thought was cute. Okay. And on this one, there's a couple of beads and a puzzle piece dangling. Okay. All right. And on the next page, there is this. It's one of those things you get, stuff in from the Asian restaurants. It has the Joker, because it called for a Joker. And you can see the little design on it. And inside is just all the prompts for doing the two different hunts. And then these are the extra prompts. And this is a fabric flip. And then bonus wild cards. And some of those I took out when I was showing you the first time. There's this pocket with a flower on it, and this pocket's made from a book page. And this tag is just a bingo card. And then there's this tag that's just a piece of cardstock that has all kinds of stuff on it. It has a piece of chopstick covers. It has this pretty lady that I gave her wings and made her into a fairy. There's a bunny. I needed a picture of a dog, so I drew one, and I said it was doggone cute. This is a cow. This is a game, and that we've seen on the inside too. All right, and they all fit into the pocket, which is under this flip right there. Okay, and then under that pocket is some more of, this is paper, Joss paper, and this is a cigar band, which holds special meanings to me. My grandmother owned the only cigar store, handmade cigar store in Michigan when I was a child. I grew up in there part of my life. It was Rosa Park Boulevard and Grand River, which was 12th Street and Grand River. I also have this card of a unicorn. That was one of the prompts. Lizzie sometimes calls me Llamacorn, and that goes in a pocket. Okay, and this lady is doing her yoga behind her pet crocodile or alligator, I'm not sure which. And there's some eggs up here. Okay, and then the next page, it asks for something Egyptian. It asks for a sunset. It asks for a pineapple. It asks for tape and an owl. So And I just added them in too because I thought they went well with it. Okay. On this one, it asks for something famous, and that would be going to the moon or astronauts, clouds, roses, ice cream, musical notes. This one asks for something that smells good, and I guess that back then to me would have been the meat. I don't eat meat any longer. Forks, a barn, which is on the stamp, a skull, and money. Okay. On the next page, it asks for something handwritten. I put the date down, December 13th, 2022, a keyhole, which I drew, superhero, a train, and coffee. And on this one, something gold, we covered that, a gargoyle, there's my gargoyle, a football, I know I've seen a football someplace, oh, football helmet, pumpkin, and a shark, which I drew. Oh, and there's also gold tassel. Okay, and on this one, I know something's missing because I have a sticker. It asks for someone wearing a hat. She's wearing a flower hat I made, and a teapot, a taxi, that's what I don't have, perfume, and a planet. So taxi's the only thing I never got for this. Okay, on this one, something with wheels, that's the little truck, a gnome, a shadow, the couple is the shadow, an eagle, and a cactus. Okay. And on this one, something that starts with the letter S, that would be sewing or swan. A vase, there's your vase, or here. A boot and yarn, and there's yarn in the sewing too. Okay. All right. On this one, something lucky, a horseshoe. Pine cones, there's the pine cones. A camel, little teeny tiny camels. Waterfall, Niagara Falls, and a strawberry. Okay. And this one, something from the circus. Let's see, what did we have from the circus? I don't know, unless I was saying the seals at the circus. A cupcake, a doll, a flag, and a mask. She's wearing a mask. Yeah, they must be from the circus. Okay, on this one it says something smooth, and I guess that would be the chair. Candy, the crown is from Candy. A doorknob, doorknob's right down there, and a swan. There's the swan. Okay. On this one, something with wings, and she has wings. A hamburger's back here, a king. I made a king out of that statue. Bubbles, and a shark. Oh, a snake. I'm sorry, I read it wrong. And there's the snake. Okay, on this one, something that makes noise. A bell. A ring. An elf. A tower. And a jar. Okay. On this one, it says someone wearing glasses. A street sign. A piano, a bear, a nest. On this one, something black, a dinosaur, a lighthouse, a tomato, and a thumb. On this one, something that is circular, an angel. I don't see the angel. That might be it down in there. A whale, a birdhouse. Oh, no, that's an ear. Birdhouse, whale. Oh, it's not. That's anger. That's what it is. And he's angry. Okay. Someone laughing right here. A mailbox, which I don't think I have. A pyramid, a teddy, and a salt shaker. The salt shaker's on the salt bag. Okay. Something in a profile. I guess that would be her. Chocolate. Chocolate's here. A monster. That would be her. A church and a monkey. Okay. Something sweet. Happy face. Basket. Bunny and an alien. So I have a couple still to put in these. This one says something that lights up. Something that lights up. Oh, right here. A banana is right here. A rock. Let's see, a rock. These are rock. A truck right here. And a squirrel. Okay. Put that back in the pocket. Okay. On this one, something neon. That shoe. Any 8-letter word. Tempting. Snow. They're in the snow. Potted plant. And crab. Okay. On this one, it says something broken. The plant is broken. A plane. An earring. An emoji I don't have. And a finger. This one says something made of metal. A fairy. A hot dog. A lemon. And a gorilla. This one says something that turns on and off. A street light. A sock. A pear. A tattoo. And a cow. This one says something tall. Oh, these are something tall, sorry. A footprint. A puppy. And a palm tree right there. Okay, and this one says someone dancing, a ladybug, stairs, mouth, and a dragon. Okay, this one says something squishy, a rainbow, an ocean wave, a paw print. That's Freddy's paw print from Janet Nash, and a faucet. This is a faucet dripping into the ocean. This says something made from wood. That's a chair, a pizza, an ostrich, a mug, and a glove right here. My granddaughter drew the ostrich for me. Okay, something that floats. That's a boat, an egg, a fence, I drew that, a unicorn, I made unicorns out of the chicks, and a pillow. This one says something, somewhere you'd like to visit, Italy, okay, paintbrushes, or paintbrush, pie, purse, she's carrying a purse, and a chicken. This one says something old-fashioned, a zebra, a nose, a pirate, and a signature, and I put my signature. And that's something old too. Okay. Wild card items. Something with 4 legs, that's the buck, a bird, a flower, a wing on the bird, and this says any, and I don't know what the any is, but I'm sure that must be the any. Okay, and on this side was some other wild card things that I had found on this page. Okay, and these are some more of the wild card things that they had listed, and here's some more of them, and some more, and even more. These are pages where I also take pages out of magazines, especially those for travel, and I cut up the pictures and I put them back together in a different way that I see fit. This one I didn't do anything with because I just love that picture, but all the rest I smashed them to make them something I thought was prettier. And this is one of my favorites. I just love the way the frog and the guys are looking at the lady and she's looking back at them. Okay, and there's some more, and I believe that's the end. Yep, that's the end of my book, and that's 31 minutes. So anyone that's made it thus far, you're a wonderful Ladybug Lovey. I love you all. Sorry this was so long. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye now.